Hi everyone, this is lesson 1.5 and it's our second look at negative exponents. If you remember, at the end of our last lesson, we briefly talked about how to apply negative exponents when the base is a fraction. For example, here we have a fraction of 1 over 4 to the power of negative 2. In today's lesson, we're going to explore that a little bit farther. Now, if you recall, in a previous lesson, we already learned a law having to do with fractions that have the same exponent. So for example, if I have a to the power of n divided by b to the power of n as well, I can write that as a over b all raised to the power of n. So we're going to use that rule right now to figure out negative exponents. All right, so for example, if I have 3 over 2 to the power of 4, I can write that as 3 to the power of 4 over 2 to the power of 4. So we're going to need that here. We're going to use this to simplify negative exponents sort of the long way, and then we're going to figure out how to use a shortcut. So in this case, what I can do using this rule is I can apply the exponent to the numerator and the denominator in the following way. And then we're going to use the rule that a to the negative n equals 1 over a to the n to rewrite the numerator as 1 over 3 to the power of 3 divided by 1 over 2 to the power of 3. And this fraction is a fraction divided by a fraction. And if you recall, the way we divide fractions is we multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator. And then we multiply. So what we'll notice here is that 3 over 2 to the power of negative 3 simplifies to 2 to the positive 3 over 3 to the positive 3. So let's do one more of these, and hopefully we can begin to see a pattern. I'm going to use the negative exponent rule to write this as 1 over 5 squared divided by 1 over 2 squared. Okay, and these are fractions. So we can multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator. All right, so what we notice again is that 5 over 2 to the negative 2 simplifies to 2 squared over 5 squared. So in fact, we don't have to do this the long way from now on. Now that I can see the pattern, what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify this, I'm going to flip the numerator and denominator, so exchange them, and I'm going to make the exponent positive. Okay, so it's that simple. So that's the pattern, and I mean, if we want, we can write it like this. Okay, so either one is fine. These are both the same. But the pattern you should notice is that anytime I have a fraction, a over b to the power of negative n, I can simplify it by writing that as b over a to the power of n, which simplifies to b to the n over a to the n. So that is now our very last exponent law that we're going to learn for the whole unit. And now it's just a matter of applying the rules that we know. So really easily, we're not going to simplify the long way that we did to find the pattern. All we're going to do here is we're going to flip the numerator and denominator while at the same time making the exponent positive. This becomes 4 squared over 7 squared. And if we want, we can evaluate it. Okay. The next one is going to be b over a to the power of positive 3, which is b cubed over a cubed. And this one is 2 over 9 to the power of positive 4 and we can just leave it like this. We weren't told whether or not to simplify. All right, so for the classwork, what I want you guys to do is pause the video, give them a try, and then restart the video and compare it with my answers. So for this case, no calculators are allowed. You should be using all of your exponent laws that you've learned 1 to 10 up until now. And if you have any questions, please see us in Extra Help, and please ask.